what's happening, guys? It's the start of lockdown week 2. It's a Monday morning, and I'm going to talk to you about something that's quite close to my heart for the first part of this vlog, something quite personal and something I think is really important to talk about, and that is mental health. Now, for most people looking at me, you probably think that I'm a really confident person. I run boot camps of 50 people. I'm online teaching boot camps of 75 people up to 100 people. I'm quite a fun-going person, and that's for the most part is true. I am energetic. I am fairly confident, but I also do have demons, which I think everyone does. And my demons have come in the form of anxiety. I've always had general anxiety. Always managed to manage it with exercise and just staying busy. But about a month before Christmas, so November 2019, it started to get really bad. It got to the point where I couldn't get to sleep. I had real anxiety about getting to sleep, so it turned into insomnia. So my anxiety was stemmed around not being able to get to sleep. So to cut a long story short, I was up for 2 days, straight no sleeping. That was the first time I'd ever had anything like that happen in my life before. And I had a competition at work the next day. So I'd be on the phone all night crying to my mum because just how panicked I was having panic attacks, and it was just awful. I didn't understand what was happening. And anyway, I had to go to work the next day for a competition. We hold fitness competitions at work, team competitions. And I was team captain and probably on the team that was expected to win. So I went into work and again, pulled my boss into the side. I think you could see straight away something was up with us. I pulled him into one side and again broke down in front of him. And that was probably like the first time I felt a little bit of relief, because I told my boss, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself from work in the sense that I wanted to do well at my job. We were about to launch an online platform, and I was trying my best to get that up to a standard without any sort of structure. There's lots of things going on, but basically I was putting lots of pressure on myself to perform at work. Spoke to my boss, and he kind of made us feel at ease a little bit. Decided to do the competition anyway, which I managed to PB in deadlift, get a 205 deadlift, and also win the competition, which is pretty impressive considering I'd been up for 2 days. So I managed to get a doctor's appointment fairly quickly, and they put me on a medication called sertraline. I'm going to go for everything that I do anyway to counteract my anxiety in a second, but they put us on a medication called sertraline. I also spoke to my brother, Ben Sanders. Ben, I think he's called B Stan Coaching on Instagram, who's extremely knowledgeable on nutrition and just how the body functions at like a higher level than me. So he kind of gave us some tips and tricks to help us get back on my feet. Things that actually be implemented in my daily routine, which I still do to this day. And I also reflected on what I was doing wrong myself, which the main thing was putting too much pressure on myself, and probably my diet was shocking, which doesn't help. Eating too much sugary foods. My diet wasn't shocking in the sense that I was starting to put weight on. I'm still very lean, still ripped, but it was more what I was lacking in terms of nutrition in my diet, because eating for losing weight is completely different for eating for nutritional benefit. So managed to get a doctor's appointment and spoke to my brother and self-reflected and kind of made it my mission to tackle this problem. Nothing else mattered. I had time off work. I wasn't worried about going out and seeing my friends. All that mattered to me was trying to beat this anxiety and this insomnia that I created for myself, or that had happened to me. So I wanted to go through a little bit of what I'm doing now and what I did then to kind of counteract that. So like I said, I got a doctor's appointment and they put me on sertraline. So sertraline is antidepressant. Used to treat anxiety and depression. For me, it was all about anxiety, so like having panic attacks. Started off on 50 milligrams, and honestly the first week of that was absolute hell. Maybe so much worse than to start off with, but that's like a gradual process. I think it can take up to 4 weeks before it starts really getting into your system and making a difference. But basically the first week to 10 days was hell, and then day by day after that it started to get better and better and better. I also got hold of these on Ben's recommendation. Can't really say it. Ashwagandha. It's made from ashwagandha root, and it helps your body adapt to stress. So I started taking those daily. Magnesium. because my diet wasn't very good, I wasn't having very many leafy greens, my body was lacking in magnesium, and because I was sweating so much constantly at work, running around, my magnesium stores were depleted, and that basically can lead to all sorts of problems with anxiety. So started smashing anxiety in, smashing magnesium in to boost those levels, and I still do that now. I take magnesium after I train and before bed every night to help us get to sleep. Take my vitamin B, so I take that with a glass of water, it's water soluble, take vitamin Bs every morning as well. Vitamin D, which you also get from sunshine, I take that with a high fat meal because it's fat soluble. And then I take taurine after I train as well as a carbon supplement, okay, after I train. Also have holy basil. So I take holy basil every morning as well, 2 of those every morning, which helps de-stress you and stops anxiety. And then Innistal, which actually works with vitamin B as well. So most of those are supplements. The only one that's an actual drug is this one, is the sertraline. Apart from that, I also make sure I go out on daily walks. Like I said before, I try and get half an hour of sunshine every day. So sunshine or daylight exposure helps regulate your circadian rhythms, which basically in bro science means it helps you keep a functioning sleeping pattern. So 30 minutes daylight exposure, especially if you can get it first thing in the morning, will help regulate your circadian rhythms, which can help you improve sleep quality massively. I also wear those orange glasses that you saw us wearing on yesterday's podcast. They block blue light filter, block blue light, and yeah, help us get a higher quality of sleep. It took us a long time to kind of get back to normal. I'd say like it took us a month. I had like 2 weeks off work, and then I started to introduce myself back into work slowly, just doing evenings, and then I was probably back in proper work in about a month. It took us about a month to get back there, but I was still having, you know, anxiety issues, and it still wasn't perfect. It took us months and months and months, but I can happily say now that I'm in a really good place and I've managed to come through it. And the reason I want to talk about this so importantly is because on lockdown it could be very easy for anxiety to manifest itself again. So I've really got to stay on top of my routines, things that I do, make sure my diet as well is balanced, make sure I'm taking my supplements, taking my getting my daily sunlight in, all of the other things, exercising properly, and just doing all the things to make my body feel positive, which makes my mind feel positive. It's true, it's you are what you eat. If you're eating shit, you're going to feel like shit. If you're eating healthily, you're going to feel good, you're going to feel positive, you're going to feel energized. So that's all true. But again, I want to talk about it because it would be easy to look at me and think he's someone who hasn't got any problems because of how I act. But you can never tell what's underneath. I look at Tyson Fury, which is actually an inspiration to me. Big inspiration to me, how he came back from all this. And you would never think he had anxiety. I mean, he's a heavyweight world champion in the world. You wouldn't think that would come with anxiety. But trust me, it's horrible if you do go through it. And if anyone has gone through it and they want to talk about it, just drop me a message. This isn't a pity party for me. This is just me explaining my experiences and letting you know how I kind of deal with it. And I'd say like I might never ever be 100% better, but I'd say like, at the minute I feel like I'm 95% better. I feel happy, confident. Any anxiety that I do get, I can manage, and I just feel positive. And that's what I wanted to spread to you, that don't ever be afraid to talk to anybody, talk to your loved ones, your bosses, talk to work, talk to me if you want to. Just tell people how you feel. It's one of the most important tools there is when it comes to mental health, and there's people way worse than me. This isn't me, like, again, looking for a pity party. This is just me explaining my experiences to you, and hopefully I've done that in a way that's you can understand a little bit more about anxiety if you don't have it. But that is just me talking about anxiety and how it affected me. But finishing on a positive, let's have a fun day today. I'm going to get a good workout in. This is probably going to be my longest vlog because I've talked waffle on here for about 10 minutes. I'm going to get a good workout in. Probably going to come up with some sort of fun little games to bring the mood up a little bit. I'm going to get a good workout, fun little game, go for a walk, eat some good food, cook something nice, and stay positive. I will speak to you all later. Hopefully this was useful for you. Goodbye, and speak to you later. Alright guys, so today's whiteboard workout is going to start off with a warm-up of 3 times 10 resistance band lat pull downs, 3 times 10 resistance band seated rows, and then some front rack row mobility. We're then going to go straight in to every 2 minutes, 1 power clean, 1 squat clean, 1 front squat. I did that at 80 kilos, but use whatever weight you want. Then part 2 guys, part 2 main B, we have 3 times 8 strict press at 50 kg, that's using the barbell, 3 times 10 bent over row at 50 kg again with the barbell, and then we have 4 times 20 pipe push-ups to finish. Right guys, I've just come back from a walk, nice day outside today, and I thought I'm going to do a challenge. I'm going to see how many Maltesers I can get in my mouth at once. Thought it'll be a fun challenge, no idea how many I'll do. To be honest, I was going to see how many bits of Lego I get at my bum, but I don't think I've got enough Lego. I'm only joking, Mum, I don't put Lego at my bum. I much prefer playing with you. Anyway, let's see how this goes. So, I've got my bowl here in case I need to spit it out. We need to establish some ground rules though. You're not allowed to chew the Maltesers. They must remain whole in your mouth. As soon as one comes out, that is the challenge over, okay? So let's see how many I get.
Klappad alla fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grottekvarn. Fullfest hela dagen. Små på stort, det har vi alltid gjort. Så det är fullfest hela dagen.
Well, that was fun. Managed 25, I think. My cheeks felt like they were going to explode, but happy with 25. That's a pretty solid effort, I reckon. Actually, to be fair though, just thought, my head does look a little bit like a Malteser at the minute. Nice and round, nice and smooth like a Malteser. Anyway, see you later guys. Have a good rest of the day.